All right, so we are back. Okay. Um, y'all know I'm never using StreamYard again, right? Unbelievable. So we were in the midst of talking about medical insurance billing, and we were talking about what was in the medical insurance billing. Let me kind of get this down. Twitch, you should be on this one. I'm telling you right now, I will not ever stream on StreamYard again. I'm not playing. Okay. How many times have we tried to trust them, and here we go with the same thing? So I do apologize to y'all for that streaming that we just tried to do, and it just generally didn't work. Okay, so you guys just come on over to this one, and we'll be fine. I don't have these kind of problems with OBS. I do try to initiate StreamYard just because I've got the app on there. But we're not doing that again because that's the third time that happened to me where we did just cut out. Okay, so but still gonna leave that one up there. We're gonna leave that up there because some of that stuff in there is for you guys, and I want you guys to check that out. So Twitch, you are on this domain. We are talking to you as well. Okay, I'm gonna put the doc up so you guys can put any kind of chats in there to me. Hold on. Okay, if we find it, we'll be good. Okay, I know y'all are on because I can see y'all. Okay, in this chat, we're just pretty much talking about the same thing that we were talking about in the other chat that we got kicked out of. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of leave that there because um, basically this is not a class. Okay, well, the other one wasn't a class. We were pretty much talking about what was in a lot of those subjects. Okay, but now we're on a different. I'm on a different stream. I'm on an OBS. We can kind of stay in here. Okay, I'm not sure what's wrong with my dock. It doesn't look like it's popping up. Okay, I don't want to go into it. It might cut out. So what I was talking about generally was some of the stuff that you guys had already did in the first process of this course, which is medical billing. So in the medical billing, we were talking about him, we were talking about healthcare, we were talking about HMO, we were talking about health plans. A lot of that is what we talked about. Okay, so the only thing I did was just kind of backtrack and what we were talking about there. This shouldn't move; it should stay the same way. Just kind of talking about what we did already. And some of you who are in my class that started in the coding, but you also want to do the billing as well. Okay, if you want to do the billing as well, just kind of go through my chats and you can get there. Okay, go through the medical billing and do the medical terminology. Okay, and in this chat, I'm going to get to what we were in this chat for in a second. I'm just going to close out the first chat. So basically, if you want to join the chats, go ahead and join. What I'm thinking about doing is a subscription. If we do the subscription with the partnership, I think it'll be okay. You guys only need to pay like $5 a month or something like that to get in on the classes. I won't lock the classes. I don't know if that's an option for the subscription. We'll see. But once these classes are all over, this session right here, those classes will be locked. We have several classes to go before we get finished. We are in INTEGUMENTARY, and today we are coming out of INTEGUMENTARY. Okay, I'm gonna try to stream here and see what happens. It can be my Wi-Fi because my Wi-Fi is just fine. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's the StreamYard. Okay, so again, if you guys want to do life insurance, you guys can let me know. You do have to pass a state license exam. You have to pay about $67 or something like that to start on Primerica. So when we hire you, you do have to pay for your own website. You do have to pay for the things that you're going to be using periodically, and I think it's about $60 or something like to actually get started. You're going to get a higher date. You're going to get everything that you get on a regular job. Okay, everything you get on a regular job, you will get there. Okay, so that's going to be another chat. I'm going to finish with that at another time. That thumbnail will focus on that. Okay, but today we kind of want to get out of INTEGUMENTARY, and this first chat is for that. Your chat that you're going to have for tonight is a totally different chat. Okay, that chat is going to be for your musculoskeletal system, and that's where we're going to start it. Okay. Let me see what we have in here. That's where we're going to start it. So if anybody has any questions, by all means, you guys can go ahead and shoot those questions out. Okay, shoot those questions out. Let me put that back. I don't want you guys to be in the dark when you're asking questions. If I don't get back to you, make sure that you uh, get at me in the live chats. If I don't answer you, try to, I was looking for that. Try to email me, okay? Physicians at sapphirephysiciancoding.com. Y'all got that already, okay? Let me see what this is. No, I don't want that. Okay, so some of you who have sent me messages, which is fine. You know, if you email me, I will get back to you because I'll get the email on my phone in a hurry. If you DM me from YouTube, it might be a minute. Only because I'm probably not on YouTube, so I probably have not gotten it. Okay, so that's the only reason I'm probably not on YouTube. Okay, so don't worry about that, because if I'm not on YouTube, eventually I will be. Okay, so again, you know, in this class, I want to make sure that, you know, everybody knows, you know, what we are doing in this classroom. If you are new, feel free, ask me a question. You know, why do I want to do this class? What's billing and coding? Okay, what's medical billing? Okay, the only thing you need to do is make sure you have your books. Okay, make sure you have your books. That's the reason why I put those Kindle books down there, so that you can have something to start with. Because some of you are new, some of you maybe when you was working, you was doing something else, and you new to the coding. Okay, or new to medical billing. Okay, if you're new to medical billing, again, you know, we can talk about that for a few minutes. I started to talk about that in the chat that we just did, but somehow that chat kind of blacked out. Okay, no. You know, when you're trying to do something, they want you to do a lot more. So, you know, again, this is, you know, the chat that we're doing right now is pretty much your capstone coming out of the integumentary system. And the reason why we're kind of slow with this is because I wanted to wait until everybody kind of got their books. I did mention in the other chat about getting a 2026 CPC guide. Do I think you need to get a 2026 CPC guide? No, I don't think you need to get that one, because it looks like the same thing to me. I mean, I pretty much went through it. I pretty much kind of show you guys what's in there. If it's something new in there, okay? If it's something new in there, I get at you with it, okay? If you already have it, that's fine. If you have the ebook, that's fine. You still can use the ebook, okay? If you have your step-by-step book already, that's awesome, because we're not going to get to the CPC guide and musculoskeletal system till we get to the last end, to the bottom. Okay, so if anybody has any questions, let me know. We haven't really officially started the class yet, because I'm just now coming out of the other class. Okay, because I don't know what happened. The class just, you know, it just shut off or whatever. And, you know, I don't know. Sometimes I have issues with StreamYard. Okay, sometimes I have issues with StreamYard. Okay, where we at in here? So we can do this right here. But, you know, you guys let me know. So, Twitch, you guys are on. I'm going to put this back on here because I didn't put the thing on there. Okay, so at this point, if you guys look below, you can see those links down there that you're going to use. Okay, those links down below, again, are for the books. Okay, those are for ebooks. And those books are, again, just to get you started. Okay, just to get you started. The CPT book does go up to musculoskeletal system. So you still should be able to start with us on musculoskeletal system. Okay. If you have a 23, 24, if you have 22, you can go ahead and use it, because I'm going to still relate back to the 2026. Okay, you guys probably can't initiate that, here, but I'm probably going to end up getting that podium so I can show you guys a little bit more. But the gist of it is we want to kind of steer towards getting you what you need. Okay, so if you do have that book, let me know. Okay, let me know if you have that book. Okay, if you don't, we're going to try to get it for you. The CPT book that was, I know that's the question she asked me. The CPT book that was on sale, it's not on sale anymore. I hate to tell you. It's back to $137. Okay. So, all right. So, anybody watching, let your friends know we are live on YouTube. Okay. Some of my little Twitter friends, I did put it on there. Where you live at? Okay, I forgot to put YouTube, but y'all know I'm always on YouTube. Come on, y'all. So, so that's the scenario. But anyway, this is going to be your capstone class, okay? This is your capstone class. And this is us coming out of integumentary system. Now, yesterday, you guys, let me post. Yesterday, you guys were doing some of the cases that were in integumentary system in the CPC guide. You guys can also finish doing that, okay? You can finish doing that. Okay, let me put it on. I ain't put it on yet. I want you to finish going over that. If you still not comfortable in coding, okay, you're not going to be an expert overnight. Okay, you're not going to be an expert overnight. It's going to take you a minute for the coding. Now, again, when we started talking about medical insurance billing, I see that most of y'all in my class kind of caught on to that very quickly. Okay, so if I give you an exam in that, I shouldn't have no problem with all of y'all passing that exam, right? Cause y'all know I figured out how to give y'all exams now, right? Let me hit these people up real quick. So, and again, if you do want an exam, let me know. I can use Google Drive to send you an exam. That's one. The other way, I can literally turn my exam into a link, right? I can turn my exam into a link, and I can send it through to you through YouTube. Okay, so I know I'm thinking of a lot of ways to expand actually what we do on YouTube, because when you guys are sending me messages on my website, it's so many. If you send me messages on the email, I'm gonna type it in there right now. I'm just trying to get this right. I still will get it. Sometimes I'm not going on the website and I might miss it, because I saw a lot of your questions that y'all sent me that was from a minute ago, and I don't know. I guess I forgot to check it. Okay, so make sure if I don't answer one way, I'm gonna answer another way. Okay. Let me see this right here. I don't want to reset the doc. Why is it doing this? Okay, so one of the if I don't see your message there, I will see it over here, because I'm having a couple of issues putting it over here. I should clock it from right here, but it's not up. But if you do, just go ahead and send me the message. Okay, so again, the last video we just did, it couldn't have been more than a few minutes ago. Okay, but what happened was I don't know, we lost access to it or something. So that's how we got into this one. This one was not scheduled for you until later on. So in this chat, is two parts to this chat, okay? But this one, we're pretty much coming out of integumentary system, okay? So tonight, you guys are going to have your step-by-step book. Remember the step-by-step book? We use that all the time. You have to have your step-by-step book and your ICD-10, your CPT, your CPC at the end of the course. Okay, the only reason you have your CPC now is because we're coming out of integumentary. So I want you guys to go ahead and finish those cases that we did in there. Okay, finish those cases that we did in your CPC guide. And again, if you go to thrift.com, go ahead and find that book there. Okay, so y'all know, you remember I told y'all about the illustrations that y'all should be looking at. Take heed to those. In your CPC guide, as we're coming out of the coding there, make sure you get the glossaries down. Put your glossaries here. That's your definitions at the back of this book. Okay. Well, it's not at the back. It's in every chapter. Okay. Acute, brackets, chronic, closed fractures, default code. Yeah, excludes one, excludes two. Excludes one and excludes two. If some of you have not started with me in the beginning, go back and review those chats. Because a lot of this that you see here in the closing of this book, we already did. Okay, we already did. Like that chapter we already did. That was an introduction. But that's okay, because you guys can still get the same type of class when you archive. If you have a question for me and I'm not in the class, DM me. Okay. I don't have the doc up. The next chat tonight, I'll go ahead and have the doc up, because we pretty much just moving through. So when I did look at the 2026, I'm gonna show it to y'all tonight. I'm gonna show y'all some of what's in the 2026 tonight. It primarily was almost the same stuff in there, and generally this is your basic class. You guys can get the 2026 CPC guide. I want you to get the 2026 CPC guide, but you talk about $180 for one book. Okay, so that's why I'm telling you, be precarious of trying to get a brand new book. Okay, it's okay, because I will have the new book. Okay, as long as I have the new books, you straight. Okay, but if you want to buy it, go ahead and buy it. All right. Amazon has a book on there. I don't know what it is. Don't get it from Amazon, because I don't know what kind of book that is. Go to AAPC and get your CPC guide from there. Okay, go to AAPC and get your CPC guide from there. Okay, what I want you to do is take it step by step. Now, after we come from INTEGUMENTARY, I will not hit the CPC until we get to the end of musculoskeletal system. Your book that I gave you from Kendall, okay, will take you to musculoskeletal system. So where are we at? Chapter 4. Okay, so we're coming out of chapter 5. Okay, we did a lot yesterday. The class was way over yesterday. And you guys did very well in the class. But again, here, we just kind of have to put you in the right place. If you do the Sapphire Academy, go to my website, Sapphire Academy, sapphirecoding.com, and you guys can go to the bookstore and register for that. Okay, I'll get an email as soon as you do that. If you're okay with just doing your YouTube, that's fine, because soon I'm going to do a little bit more on YouTube. Like I said, I sent out that message. I want y'all to probably do like a subscription or something like that, and that will take care of your fee. That will take care of your tuition fee. Just do a subscription. Just pay $5 monthly, something like that. No, we ain't got it together yet, but soon we're gonna get that together. Okay, soon we're gonna get that together. I'm waiting to get back that yes or no that I sent out to y'all on YouTube. So right now I want y'all to look at your cases that I gave y'all yesterday, because you're coming out of them. You should have finished them, and I told you guys to go ahead and grade them. Grade them. Look at the back of your CPC guide. Your answers are already there. When you check them, I want you to make sure that you are looking at the rationale. Make sure you look at the rationale, okay? Again, the rationale is going to tell you why the answer is what it is, okay? Why the answer is what it is. If you don't have your CPC guide, go to thrift.com or one of those books, social media things. I seen it on what is that one that sells? They sell books on there too. One of the social media sites. They sell books. They sell cars. They sell everything there. I can't think of what it is. I think I have some books on there, whatever it is. But to avoid paying $180, I would try to find it. Okay, try to find a 2023, 2024. Okay, but those of you who are taking your test this year, okay, which everybody in this classroom should be taking a test this year, give yourself time to get the new book. You probably can get an old one maybe on thrift.com for $20 or less than that or something like that. but just kind of strive to kind of get that new one and you'll be okay. So in this coding class, okay, in the musculoskeletal class that's coming up at 7 o'clock, that class is actually tonight, okay? Your step-by-step book, your step-by-step book is going to be needed. Yeah, no, I don't drink on camera, but that was necessary. Okay, your step-by-step book is your go-to. That is your go-to. We've already done ICD-10. We've already done CPT. In retrospect to those classes, the how-to. That's what we did. The how-to code. The how-to. Okay. More detail is going to be in the Sapphire Academy because those classes are longer. Those classes are not recorded. These classes are put in the Sapphire Academy. Okay. Well, there are some small chats that I kind of do, and I kind of record them. Sometimes I'm, talking about something that doesn't have to, have to do with a long class. Okay, um, this class is the SPC 6110. Okay, um, the MC 6103. That's your medicine. Yeah, I know. Tanisha asked me about the medicine. So Tanisha, when you archive this, your medicine class is, and it should be there. MC what is it? MCM 103 6103. That's your medicine class. Okay, that's the coding class. So that's the same thing. Step by step CPT, same thing. XYZ, and your CPC guide. I still want you to look through your coding book. Okay, look through your CPT page by page. So some of y'all who might have missed class last night, or y'all didn't get to do class last night, in the integumentary system, we went through your CPT book. Okay, we went through your CPC book, and we want to get you used to looking at those codes, highlighting some of the codes that actually look alike. Okay, and kind of getting used to what you see. When you get ready to take your CPC, you won't be so afraid, of just jumping in and going at it. Okay. I don't know. Somebody did like a YouTube where they took something like 4 times. Sometimes it takes 4 times. Okay. But you shouldn't take 4 times in this class. I'm expecting y'all to pass it one shot. It's too much stuff on YouTube for you to fail. Okay, you're not gonna fail. And even if you don't want to take that class, that is fine. You don't have to do that. Okay, you could just do the medical billing. Maybe you already work in the hospital. Go brush up on medical terminology. You know what I'm saying? Brush up on medical. Get this book for medical terminology. All right, this is your go-to for medical terminology. Go to Amazon. Amazon has this book. Okay, go to Amazon and get this book. Okay, so that you can learn medical terminology. Okay, you're gonna get your language of medicine book too. Get that book as well. Okay, you need your language of medicine book to actually answer the questions that are in there. Here's your medical terminology, your medical billing book. All right. For those of you who are not sure, I know I'm. You know what? When I finish with this one, I'm probably gonna head for TikTok anyway, because I gotta do the books on TikTok. Okay, I'm sorry. So this is your go-to, especially for people who are not familiar with this. Okay. On the next one, I'm hoping to be able to have the doc up. I don't know why the doc is not coming up. I might have said it too quick and it's not coming up. But again, this is you guys coming out of um, integumentary system, and tonight we're going into musculoskeletal system. So you guys can get a heads up and start reviewing your step-by-step book. Okay, start reviewing your step-by-step book. If you don't have your step-by-step book, go ahead and get the ebook that I have below. You can use that. Okay, you still have plenty of time to get your book, because that temporary book goes up to musculoskeletal system. Okay, you shouldn't miss out on anything. Okay, if you want to get the ebook, go ahead and hit the button and get the ebook. I think it's the same price. From what I saw, it kind of looked like the same price. Okay, so again, you guys let me know if you have any issues with that. So if you want to send me an email, go physicians at sapphirecoding.com. You want to go on my website, go sapphirecoding.com. Okay, so tonight is your Saturday class. We're going to do it at 7 o'clock. It looked like it's kind of clearing up outside, so I know some of you are probably ready to go outside. But 7 o'clock is when we're going to do that. So, in retrospect to that, in this case, during this your integumentary, make sure you have your ICD-10. Make sure you have your ICD-10. Those of you who do not have, y'all know I hate picking up this book. Those of you who don't have your ICD-10, go ahead and use that. Are we still in infectious disease? Yeah. So we left off last night in infectious disease. Okay. And the reason why we left off right there is because we were going over what was in the tabular list. Okay, we were going over what was in the tabular list, and we're just kind of giving ourselves a little heads up. What's in the beginning of the tabular list is already in your guidelines. You've already done that. Remember when we did the guidelines at the beginning of ICD-10? In your ICD-10 book and at the beginning of your chapters, you will see the guidelines again. A00 to B99. Okay, go ahead and read that because they did that last night. But those of you who are kind of coming in today, we've already done those classes. Go in there and read that. This one, during COVID, we didn't have no code to put in, but we do now. So on page 463, I want if you have a different book, I want you to find the COVID section. Okay, I'm in chapter 1, certain infectious diseases. All right, it should be G period 1 period A. Okay, I'm in chapter 1, certain infectious and parasitic diseases. Go ahead and read that guidelines about coding, which you already did, but I just want to kind of give you a heads up on that. Because when it was time to do that, when the COVID came, we were like baffled at which code are we going to use to code that. So make sure you get that. And this section, I mean, you see HIV, you say blood diseases, any type of thing like that. That's an infectious disease and parasitic disease. That's what's in there. Okay. And again, go through those neoplasm codes. I want you to go through those so you can kind of see and get used to some of the codes and what they are. In ICD-10, we're talking about the first digit, second digit, third digit, okay? And again, go back and archive those classes so you can catch up with us, okay? This is just a 15, 20 minutes just to kind of get you out of that. We're kind of capstoning and weaning out of integumentary, okay? You're going to have, okay, let's give it to this. So in your integumentary, like I said, those abbreviations that's back there, I know I talked about that in a class that was prior to this one this morning, but make sure again you get those down on index cards. Okay, if you don't feel comfortable with doing that coding that's back there, we can go over that again. Okay, we can go over that again. I didn't think integumentary was too bad as far as what they have in here. I mean, they had like what 4 big cases in here. But I didn't think it was too bad. But you guys already got the answers in here. You already got the answers in here, okay? So when you get to Mohs microsurgery, that's what I want you to pay attention to because that's going to be on your test. More than likely, some of the stuff that you look at that you think is not on your test, it's on the test, okay? So this is my magic retain right here, okay? Index cards, okay? Some people learn differently. When I write something down, I got it. And then I really don't need it anymore. It's locked. If I see something today, no, I don't remember it a few minutes later like that. Give me about a day or two and I could remember word for word what went down. Okay? And that's a long-term memory. Some of y'all have a short-term memory. Everything we're doing in this classroom right now, y'all going to remember in about 10 minutes. So I know most of y'all do the archiving of the class. And that's fine. You can do the archive because I get the DMs when you guys are sending me the DMs, okay? So in integumentary, you're going to start with that first question, second question, third, fourth, fifth. I can't repeat the whole question because you guys should have your book, okay? Go to your glossary and also read that, okay? Last night, when you finished with the case, you were supposed to go ahead and get the answers. When you get your answers, at that point, yeah, then I want you to write them down, okay, and read the rationale. So we're going to jump into tonight musculoskeletal system, which is chapter 6. Okay, I don't know why she's there. Uh, I don't know what. So when you guys get to that chapter, just start off with the introduction. Okay, start off with your introduction. Same thing. Remember, I told you it's repetitions in each one of those categories. I'm not talking about the CPC. I'm looking at the CPC guide, but I'm talking about the step by step. Okay, because y'all know we start off with step by step. We start off with the CPT and ICD-10 Hicks Picnic. We work our way down to the CPC guide. Okay, down to the CPC guide. Okay. This must be lagging or something. So in musculoskeletal system, there are a lot of illustrations in there. Okay. Take heed to the illustrations. Okay. Why, Miss Lambert? Because they're gonna have questions on these illustrations. Illustrations is, body parts, femur, patella, tarsals. You gotta know the difference between the tarsals, okay? Tarsals and metatarsals, phalanges, that's the feet. Okay, that's the bones in the feet. Okay. Um, when we get to the musculoskeletal system, by the time we actually get to the CPC guide, you already have that input on what's going on in here. Okay, so I'm just looking at the CPC guide because I got it in front of me. But you guys are going to start with your step by step book. I don't need to really pull it up because we're going to pull it up tonight. Tonight is going to be your regular full class. It's going to start at 7 o'clock. Um, and that's why I have two of those up there. Okay, two of those up there. Okay, the first one, we're just pretty much getting you ready to get in here. So actually, there should have been three thumbnails up for today. The thumbnail that was up before had your schedule in there. All right. If you guys don't have that schedule, okay, and you want to schedule, I had it as a thumbnail. I took it down. I put a regular thumbnail up there. Go to my website, Sapphire Coding, and put it up there. Okay? Put it up there. And look up there, I put it up there, okay? Because you don't have to start with us. You can start the schedule without us. Like I said, those of you who actually missed the beginning classes, if you look at the schedule, look, that's your beginning class. If you look at my playlist, you will find this exact class in the playlist. Okay, so go to my website, sapphirecoding.com, and then you can see that. So if you missed it, you can go back and get it. We are closing out of a capstone of SPC 6109. Okay, that's an integumentary class. Okay, so before we even hit the CPC guided musculoskeletal system, you still have to go through your step by step. You still have to go through the CPT book. The CPT book, if you're taking your tests, get the 2026 book. Get the 2026 book. For now, you can use the temporary books. Okay. The ones that you have there that I put there for Kindle, you can use those for later on. All right. Um, maybe you have somebody that maybe they're in a different state, maybe they're in a different country or something like that. Oh no, yeah, this is like everywhere. Everybody should be looking at this. As soon we want everybody to be in on the channel from country to country. I don't even know how to do it, but we're gonna figure it out how we can get everybody in on the class. But those books, everybody has Amazon. There's an Amazon Kindle books that I use for the class. The Elsevier, you guys know I use the Elsevier as well. So go ahead and get those books from Elsevier if you want to. Okay. Elsevier, no, you're not gonna have like they do like half and cut in half and have specials and stuff like that. They don't have that Elsevier. But when you go in there and you order a book and they ask for your school, make sure you put Sapphire Physician Coding. Okay, they may have a 15 or 10% off over there. I got to email them about that. We had one at the beginning of last year, and then we had in July. I don't know if they have it now, but we'll check it out. We'll find out. Okay, so again, so what we're going to do tonight is do musculoskeletal system, and we're starting in the step by step. So if you see this up here, and I see how they got it. Look how they got REVEWN. Make sure that you don't even pay that any attention because there's supposed to be an I in there. Okay, write down all of the definitions that's in there so that you can be clear on what we are doing. Okay, so you can be clear on it. And this is what prompted me that right there. As soon as they threw that up there real quick, they forgot the I. Okay, so just make sure of that. Okay, so I don't want you guys to forget that. Okay, there are definitions in the back of integumentary system. Okay, there are definitions back there. Okay, so this was only a quick, this 30 minutes. I'm gonna come back at it tonight at 7 o'clock. Okay, I'm gonna come back tonight at 7 o'clock. So I don't want you guys to forget anything. Who asked me about the book? Okay, so I'm gonna put that there. So the book that you need, what you want, the step-by-step book? Step-by-step book. Okay. That's down below too, and I think I put the other books down there as well. Yeah, I noticed it. I see the spelling on it. No, that's why we kind of moved over. Hopefully nobody will pay any attention. Okay, the step by step book is down there also in a link. Okay, so in that step by step book, you're going to have your reading. Okay, in your I know I was supposed to be finished. It was only 30 minutes. Your step-by-step workbook is what you're going to work in. Okay, your step-by-step workbook. No, I usually have it and kind of put it up there, but we're not going to do that until tonight. I know everybody probably want to go out. I think it has already stopped raining. Okay, so your step-by-step book comes with the workbook. No, it's you have to buy it separately, but it's two. It's one and it's two. So the second one is where you're gonna do your chest set. Okay. The language of medicine book, you need that to do your medical terminology. Okay, you need that for medical terminology. In that case, you do have to go on the Elsevier, or I haven't seen that in Amazon. I don't think so. I might have a link there so y'all can get that on Amazon. Look down below. I think I did put a link there for your other book. Okay. Uh, don't be like I said, don't be afraid to just set your 2 hours and get yourself ready for your test. And if you want to do the life insurance, let me know. We'll kind of get you in there. Okay, so this is primarily your capstone, where we're kind of just diving into musculoskeletal system. So the first thing you're going to do in your musculoskeletal system is crack your step-by-step book. And in your step-by-step book, you're going to start reading your guidelines now. Okay, so when we get there tonight, you will have a little bit of heads up on what we are doing already. Okay, so if anybody has any questions, again, make sure you guys DM me. I will send you back questions. I'm not sure why. I always thought, if somebody DM you, aren't you supposed to get like a bell or something like that, a ringtone or something like that? I haven't gotten anything. But then when I start looking through, oh my gosh, she sent me a message. Oh my God, so I have to find out, primarily, what's wrong, what's going on with that. Um, if you don't have your CPT, you do need to get that. Okay, you do need to get that. But again, we're starting with the step-by-step in musculoskeletal system. I do refer to the CPT guide because when we come across codes, I want you to look for them. Just like if you're in your CPC book, when you come across codes in your CPC, we're going to look for them. I looked at a lot of the codes from here versus what's in the 2026, and they were primarily the same for me. Um, but again, we'll see how it's gonna go. We'll see how it's gonna go. Like I said, I'm not sure what's going on with my docs. I don't even see it. I don't want to reset the doc because the whole thing might come up. I don't know why it's coming up like that where it wants me to reset the docs. But we're going to take it over tonight, and then we'll see what happened. Don't look at the thumbnail. Just looked at what they had up there, and it's definitely wrong spelling up there. And I can't fix it because I'm not gonna change this right now. Okay. But well, I can't fix it. I mean, I can do editing and this and that. Y'all know I'll be doing a whole bunch of editing and all that kind of stuff. I'll fix it later on, okay? But that's not the main point of this class. Y'all supposed to be looking at what we're working on, okay? That's what y'all supposed to be looking at, okay? So let me just go up here real quick and let me see something. Okay, so it's right here. So and you think the thing would say so? say, okay, you can't do that, but it doesn't tell you that. So just make sure when you are doing your study, let me go in here right now. If you can get like a study buddy, that's what we used to call them. Yeah, we used to call them study buddies. If you can get a study buddy, that's fine. Because that's better when it's two of y'all doing it. Okay, when it's two of you doing a study, and you guys can kind of test each other, it's better. Okay, it's better. Okay, let me just put this right here. Well, no, I wish you guys did live not too far. I have a few books that you can use. Okay, but we can everybody can't make everything happen, but I have books on it that you guys can purchase and they can be mailed to you. But again, that's Amazon. That's Amazon. So the only thing we can do is just play it by ear. Okay, y'all, just play it by ear. If you're not able to get the book, just let me know. We'll try to work something out. Okay, we'll work something out with the fact that we can try to get you another book from somewhere. Maybe I can come up with another website that's cheaper. Okay, that's something to do. Okay, so I'm gonna sign off now. I gotta fix all those thumbnails that I got out there that's spelled wrong.